Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to the another video of Postman series. So today in this video, we are going to see what are the other features are available in the Newman. Okay. So in our previous video, we have seen what is Newman, how to install the Newman, and we have executed one couple of connections from the Newman. So in this video, we'll discuss about what are the other features and other options are available in the Newman. Okay. So first, I will go and create some collections. Okay, so this collection, I'm going to name it as Newman. Okay, so let this Newman collection. Okay. So inside this, so let me copy this one post method. So this is my request, and I'm going to add that a new request under this Newman collection. Okay. Let me paste the URL, make this as a post method. So we have to send some request body. Okay, the request body. So let me send some name. And some job. And some address. Okay. Okay, so let's click on the BTP button. So now I'm going to send this request. So let me send this request. Okay, it is working fine and we are getting the 201 status code. Okay, so let me save this one as a user creation. Okay, so now we have created one collection. So, okay, why this is coming? So now we can see we have created one collection by the name of Newman collection. So under this, we have this user creation request. Okay. So let me have this as environment variable. Okay. I'm going to create an environment variable. So by the name of Newman environment. Okay. So the variable name is URL. So I'm going to give the initial value as well as the current value. Okay. So now this URL, right? So this URL value, I'm going to get it from my environment variable. So let me make this as environment variable. Okay. So if you want to use the environment variable, then you have to be in the specific environment. Okay. In the drop down, I'm selecting this Newman environment. Okay. So now if you access here, you can see the value is coming from the environment variable. Okay. So now let's go to the collection. So I want to run this collection. Okay, so I'm going to run the manual one through the Postman collection runner. So when I click on the run button, you can see it is coming and working fine. Okay, so the URL, it is going as a 201 created, and you can see the request URL is going as expected. If I don't select this environment variable, okay, I'm selecting as a no environment, I'm selecting as a something else also. Okay, so now I'm going to click on new run. I'm again going to run again. Let's check the URL. Okay, I think under this also I have same URL. Oh my God. Okay. So let me change it to something else. Okay. So the reason why this got executed in the sense, the same environment variable is available under this environment also. Okay, that's the reason. So let me change it to dev environment. So I'm going for a new run again. So now this time should not work. You can see it is coming error. And if you click on the URL, you can see the URL is going as a URL. Okay. The variable name is going as it is. Okay, because we have not selected the respective environment for this particular collection. Okay, so now if you look at this Newman, what we have done, so we were going to the CMD from the command line and we were executing this collection, right? So before execute the collection, what I have to do, I have to export this collection. So I'm going to export this and I'm going to store it in some folder. Okay, it is getting stored as a Newman underscore collection dot Postman collection. Okay, so let me save this. Okay, the collection is get stored under here. Okay, so under my Postman tutorial. So this is what our collection now just saved. Okay. So now let me copy this file path. Okay. So let me copy like this. So the command what we have to pass Newman run and the command, and we have to copy path. Copy the file name. Okay. So I'm going to copy the file name. So this is file name, and I'm going to put .json. Okay. So don't forget to put a .json. If you don't use .json, then it will not work. Okay. So when I click on enter, so now the collection has to run. Okay. So let's wait. The collection is running or not. Yeah. So the collection executed, and you can see it is running the Newman collection, which is our collection name. And it, the URL, you can see URL is going as URL only. Variable is the value is not going. Okay. The reason why, in the sense, we are not supplying the respective environment variables. Okay. So now what we have to do, we have to pass our environment variable also. So what we have to do first, just go to the environment variables. So this is our environment variables, right? So right side, we have seen how to export the environment variable also. Just go here and click on the export button. Okay. So now this one also will get stored as a name of environment. You can see here. Okay. So now we have saved this one. Okay. So now if you go to this Newman options, right? So you can see you can use as a -e, or either you can use as a -- environment. Okay. So what is this command? Specify the environment file path or URL environment to provide a set of variables that one can use in the collection. Okay. So for example, to run this collection, I have a dependency on this particular environment variable because my URL is coming from me, right? So likewise, you can have a number of variables. Okay. So now I want to pass this one also. So this is my base command, right? So which is we are passing the collection, correct? So let's put in the double quotes. So after Newman run, I'm going to put a double quotes. This is my collection location. So now additionally, what I want to send, I want to pass the environment variable. So for that, what you have to use the -e, or either you can use -- environment. Anything is fine. Okay. So now let's go to the file path. So this is our environment variable path, right? So let's take this path. Okay. So this is the environment JSON file path. So let me copy that. So come here, after collection, complete the double quotes, space, -e, again space. I'm going to paste the environment JSON. So now I'm going to click on enter. So now you can see the URL is working fine, right? The previous case, it was not going, the URL value is not going correctly because we have not passed or we have not supplied our environment variable JSON, correct? So after we are passing the environment variable JSON, you can see this is working fine. Okay. So this is how you have to use the collection along with your environment variable. So if you ask for the collection variable, there is no use case, correct? Because when you export this collection, the collection variables are inside the collection. Okay. It will automatically take. Okay. So if you go here, you can see -e for environment and -g for global and -d for source. Okay. They don't have anything for the C, which is a collection variable. Okay. Because your collection variables are part of inside your collection. So when you export this collection, those variables also will be placed in the JSON. Okay. So now let's go for the data. Okay. So here you can see if you use -d, which is a source. Okay. Specify the data source, CSV file or JSON file, anything you can use it. So maybe in your use case, for example, let's make this one as a JSON file or CSV file. Okay. So the name and the job and the city. Okay, so this is going to come from my CSV file. So let me open one CSV or create one CSV. So here I'm going to open the new workbook. So what are the details that we are sending here? So we are sending the name. Okay, and we are sending the job and we are sending the city. Okay, so name, I'm going to update my name and my last name, and job is QA, and here is a tester. Okay, city is Chennai and Pune. Okay, and make sure you are just saving this file as CSV file format. Okay, so I'm going to browse and I'm going to place it under Postman tutorial. So this file name, I'm going to give it as Newman data. Okay, you can save any name, that's fine. So the only file format should be CSV, delimited. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Okay, the file is saved. So let me run this collection first manually. Okay, so I'm going to for new run and I'm going to upload the CSV file here. Okay, so this is a Newman data. So just upload and go for a preview. Make sure your data looks clean. Okay, if everything looks perfect, then we can go for a run button. Okay, so both requests are working fine. Why it is going for the two requests? Because we have two iterations in our data sheet. Okay, so if you want to see what went in the row one, I mean the request one, you can see my first name is going and city is going as a Chennai. If you go to the second one, you can see the second one, it is my name, last name is going and the city is going as a Pune, which is coming from the Excel sheet. Okay, so now I want to execute this in the Newman. Okay, so for that, what we have to do, we have made a couple of changes in the request body. So you have to again export this collection. Okay, I'm going to export and I'm going to replace the existing file. Okay, I have done this. Okay, so now what we are using earlier, so we were sending the collection file as well as the environment JSON file. Because the environment JSON, why we are using the environment variable, our URL is coming from the environment JSON. Okay, so I'm clicking on the enter now. Let's see what is happening. Yeah, you can see it is running only for the one iteration and the request body will not go as what we have defined. Okay, so even though if you are just clicking on the send button, you can see you will get 201 created with the same details whatever you send. Okay, so that's the reason here also it is coming as a pass, which is 201. Okay, so now we have to send our data file, right, which is CSV file format or JSON file format, anything is fine. Okay, I'm going to send this now. So for this, you have to use it as a -d. Okay, so I'm going to use as after this double quotes space -d space, and you have to provide your file path. So here it is, my file path is /Newman. Okay, /Newman data. Okay, so Newman data.csv. Okay, I just copied this, so just paste it here and close the double quotes. Okay, so now we can see, so we have two iterations in the Excel, right? So we have two sets of data. So now it has to run for two iterations. Okay, so now here you can see the iteration one is, and here it is iteration one, and here it's the iteration two. Okay, so all the things are working fine. Okay, so similarly, what you can do now, you can send the CSV file or JSON file. Okay, any file you want, you can send that. Okay, so now if you want to confirm, okay, when I run this collection, I were able to see what went in the request body, correct? So if you want to see what went in the request body in the Newman, that is also possible. Okay. So if you want to see what went in the data one, what went in the data, I mean the request one, request two. So in the collection under, we can easily see that, right? So what went in the request body. So if at all, if you want to see the same thing in the Newman also, so what we can do, we can simply go for a console. Okay. So in the console log, pm dot iteration data is one method. Okay. Dot get out. Okay. I want to see what name went in the request. Okay. Simply I'm using this. So now if I go to this collection runner window, so let's go for a new run. So when you click on the run button, okay. So here you cannot see that. Okay, the console will print only on the console statement, right? So similarly, if you want to run the same thing here also, so I'm just clicking the up arrow to bring the history. So now I'm sending the collection location, environment variable JSON location, and the resource, which is a data resource. Okay. So now I'm just clicking on the enter. Okay, so now here you can see it is going as first request as my name, and the second request is my last name. Okay, so this is what we have console here, right? So the console statement is getting printed in the console. So that's where you can confirm, okay, the request, whatever we have sent, it is going as per our data input sheet. Okay. So there are a lot of other options also available. You can see -d, -number, which is iteration, correct? So this one already we have covered in the previous video. And we have something called folder name. So for example, let's go for this one. Okay, so under this, I have a one collection name, which is a test. Okay, under the collection, I have one folder called child1 and one more folder called child2. Okay, you can create n number of folder under one collection. Okay, so if you want to run only one collection, so now what we can do, we can just simply click on the child1 and you can go for a run, right? So when you execute this, only the child1 folder will get executed. You can see only the request one will get executed under the child1. Okay, similarly, child2 also. This facility we have in this Postman itself by using the collection runner. Now I want to run this in our Newman. Okay, so what I have to do, we have to go for export. Okay, I'm going to export this collection and I'm going to store it in under this location. Okay, so now let's go to the terminal. So before that, let me copy that collection file. So the Postman test dot Postman underscore collection dot JSON. Okay, so this is a file location. I'm copied it. So here I'm going to use the Newman command, Newman run, and we have to give the collection location. Okay, so after that, what we have to do, we have to define this -- folder. Okay, and you have to provide the folder name. Okay, because in this collection, which is a test collection, I have two folders. One is child_1 and child_2. Correct. So in that case, what we have to do, -- folder. So what is the collection? I mean, the folder name we are going to execute. For example, I'm going to execute child_2. Okay. So now when I click on enter, okay, unable to. Oh, there is a spelling mistake. Okay. Okay, Postman. Postman test.postman JSON. Oh, collection also spelling mistake. So the file name is test. Okay. So now we can see it is executing the Newman folder. Okay, so Newman is collection name. Okay, under this, only the child2 is getting executed. Okay, so here you can see test, sorry, not a Newman. So Newman is a library. So test is my collection name. Under this, I have a two folder. One is child1 and one is child2. So only child2 is getting executed. Okay, so this way also you can use this. Okay, and for example, there are a lot of options. Okay, you can export your collection variable after the execution is done. You can export them and you can set the timeout and you can set the delay request. Okay, so delay request is nothing. First, for each request you can set some time. Okay, so that is what we have in the default runner also. Okay, and we have the disable Unicode and export variable, environment variable, verbose. There are a lot of things. Okay, so now, so when you use -- verbose, you can see so detailed information about the collection run for the each request sent. Okay, so now for example, if you send this -- verbose, now you can see whatever the request information, right? So here you can see everything. So what went in the request or what went in the response, everything will come and printed in the script. Okay, so there are a lot of options where you can use this this Newman options, right? So the most of the time you'll be using the environment and we will be using the data and a number of iterations, sometimes folder, and you can export the environment variables after your collection execution is done. Okay, so this is all about the Newman options. Okay, so Yeah, that's all about this video. In our next video, we'll see how to generate the Newman report. Okay. And we can run our post. So far what we have done, so we were running only the collections with the JSON import to the Newman, right? So what we can do now, we can go for file upload also. Okay. So in our use cases, we have seen this file upload scenario also, right? So now, for example, this is a file I'm going to upload here. Okay. So this is a file I'm going to upload. So this one also you can execute from your Newman. Okay. So it is not only the JSON value, either you can use the file upload scenario also in the Newman. Okay. File uploading file in the Newman also, it will support it. Okay. So we will see in the next video. Thank you guys.